Hello Capricorn, welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. My channel is new, so please subscribe and hit the bell button. Also like, comment, share, all of that would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much. To all of my subscribers who are already with me and anybody watching right now, thank you so much. Welcome, and I love you all. I'm also an author. If you look in the description box, you can find a bunch of links regarding that, okay? If you would like, I've written 2 books in a series that I'm writing about, it's an action-adventure love story based on superhero twin flames. It's called Perception, the 2 Yet 1, books 1 and 2. You can find links to purchase them in there. You can also find links to view trailers that I created about them. You can find links of uploaded live videos that I'm doing on Facebook right now. I'm reading the chapters aloud, and I've read up to chapter 10, so I'm not finished with it yet. And I've got a playlist in there link. You can also find some links to the lives that I did on Facebook a few years back about my story. You can find a link to my author's page to Facebook and my personal wall on Facebook. You can find a link to my friend April's new astrology channel. Check her out, subscribe. She is so awesome. She just did this wonderful full moon reading. It was so powerful. Check it out. And if you would like a private reading, I'm offering those now. If you'd like to book that, all that information is in there. If this is not, this doesn't have a time, so if you're attracted to it, I figured that's when it's right for you. It's timeless. I read this Celtic cross a little differently than other readers, so I'll explain the positions as they go. Now, for me as a reader, Major Arcana card represents your divine blueprint, which is the plan that you made before you incarnated, and also in order to learn certain lessons to raise the vibration of your soul. And I view the minor arcana as messages about your free will as a being. Okay? So an upside down card doesn't have a separate meaning in this deck. It just means the energy is not fully in force or fully manifested. Now here, what is that? This is at the heart of everything for you right now, Capricorn. And you're just having some kind of conflict here. You may be feeling defeated. Normally I say this is all about conflict, but I saw this word, it's sticking out to me. I'm not sure why. Last week's video was really awesome. Oh, they're telling me why. It has something to do with love. They're pointing out Venus. You can't really see that sign very well, but that's the sign for Aquarius. So for some of you, this may have something to do with an Aquarius. This is right side up, so this energy is fully in force. You are fully in the middle of feeling very defeated. But note that this is air energy, like Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra are all air energy. Libra is ruled by Venus. It's all, so there's some sort of balance in your mind, something you need to balance out. Okay, you can only feel defeated if you think you are. And that's what air energy is. It's thought energy. Okay, so I mean, this could be some sort of quarrel, argument, you know, those types of conflicts or whatever, and you're feeling rather defeated from it. But what is so interesting is that the energy that is directly affecting what is at the heart of everything for you at this time, Capricorn, is the progression. You go from the 5 of Swords to the 6 of Swords. You're going to progress from this. If you just go inside and just kind of ask yourself some essential questions here. And here we've got Aquarius again. Yeah, there's a few of you out there that this is really about an Aquarius. And this is Mercury here. Mercury is in retrograde until tomorrow, okay? So it could be handled as soon as that. Okay, this is all about going on a mental journey. Ask yourself, what is this all about? Just think about this for a while. This right here, what is this all about? Ask yourself some essential questions here. And this card also means moving on. So I just have a feeling that this conflict that you're dealing with isn't, it's going to be over with soon. You're going to move on from it quickly once you just figure out what's really bugging you, or what's really bugging your Aquarius. Okay? Just have you got to figure out how people are thinking, how you're thinking, your modes of thought, what their mode of thought is. Now, of course, there's some of you out there where this really doesn't have anything to do with an Aquarius, but it's the energy of it. Okay, so this is what is at the root of everything. You've got a firm foundation going on, or you could be holding on to something a little bit too hard. You could be feeling maybe a little bit greedy about something, but I'm feeling mostly it's a firm foundation. Like or it could be both. You have a firm foundation. So right now this feels very minor to me. You've been happy. There you are right there. Okay? This is the symbol of the sun. For those of you who don't know, whenever you see a circle and a dot, that's the symbol for the sun. These are all the elements. These little triangles represent all the elements: earth, air, fire, water. And I just believe that your earthly life here, which is, your energy is earth, is pretty firm. Okay, you've got a nice firm foundation. Just learn to let go of certain things when they don't serve you. Now here's the energy that's moving out of your energy at this time, is this unmanifested new beginning, a new spark. Okay, you thought something was going to begin and it just never really manifested, and now it's moving out of your life. This is something that could be, wands are very passionate. Wands have a lot to do with your career. You could have been thinking you were going to get a new job, but it just never really came into being. Wands are passion. Wands are even spiritual. So, yeah, this is something that you thought you were going to be pretty passionate about, but it just never happened. And maybe that's what this misunderstanding is about here. Now, the next two energies that I read are futures for me as a reader. This is usually a more immediate future, and this is a future that happens after that. These are both major arcana cards. Okay, so these are a big part of your divine blueprint. And here's the Libra energy that I was feeling with balancing this out right here. Okay, even though this has an Aquarius energy to it, this is well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I always do that. Oh my God. Okay. Now, so I go down and around in a clockwise motion. So we read this one first, and this is the Hanged Man, and he is upside down. He is not fully manifested. So there may be a point where you need to get a new perspective. Yeah, this is a new perspective. Okay, that's what this is about right here. You just really got to think about what the heck is going on here. Ask enough questions so that you can figure out what's going on. This has a lot to do with spirit too. Don't forget to include spirit in your life. It's very important. See how all these swords point to this cross and this rose in the center? That's the masculine and the feminine in it. I just feel like the swords are questions, and they should all point to the divine, because we're here because we are divine. And if we forget to put the divine in these questions, then we don't really learn a whole lot. And that's, to include the divine is going to give you this fresh new perspective. And it's going to give you this balance. Yeah. You have to balance. Divine balance. Okay. Now, see, they're both upside down. See, I think that this is the one that's going to happen first, because this is all about beginnings and endings and how life always balances. Okay? Nothing is permanent. Nothing. And everything continues on. This also has something to do with justice. My guides are showing me the sword of justice. What is just? Include healing. For color, you've got green here, okay? But yeah, what is just in this situation? What would be just? Okay. Now, the next energy that we're reading here is another major arcana card, and this one is right side up, and this is your hope card. You want something to change. You need a serious change. You know, you're like, something's got to change. Please make it be a big one so that it, it changes everything so that we can get on with this. This may have something to do with a Scorpio. I see Scorpio in the very next card, which is very interesting. This is Scorpio and Scorpio, and then we have you, and then you again, very Capricorn. So for some of you, there could be a Scorpio involved here. But here is the change, okay? All these questions are going to give you this new perspective, and then that's what's going to change things for the better, okay? This new perspective is going to make things change. That's why this is right side up, okay? You haven't gotten the new perspective yet. You haven't even realized you need the new perspective yet, which is why it's not right side up. Okay, now you know that you need to get some kind of new perspective. Don't forget to include spirit. Don't forget to include what is just. And you will have a giant change where everything's better. And a rebirth. Because this isn't just about death, it's about rebirth. See what I'm saying? Cut some shit out of your life that, it's probably a way of thinking that is, yeah, a certain way of thinking that is bringing you this conflict. Now, this is your environment. And while I would say maybe for a couple of you, this is choices, I think this is confusion. I think these are factors in this quarrel or conflict that you got going on, and they're emotional. That's why this is cups. This is emotional confusion, and this is very much to do with love. I think this is a love relationship maybe here, even though you don't have a whole lot of cups. In fact, this is the only one you have. Yeah, you're very emotional about this, okay? Even though these are different. So what you've got is a 5, a 6, and a 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got a progression, even though these are different suits. Okay? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. This will, once you do this, ask these questions and get this new perspective, this is going to go quickly. That's why you have that progression 4, 5, 6, 7. It's steps. Okay? You're confused. You are full on confused right now. Okay? Now here's your fear card, and it's you. Either you're afraid that you're not going to be yourself, or afraid that you can't be yourself, or you're afraid that stuff is going to go toxic. Okay? So that's one of those for each of you out there. Always be yourself, no matter what. But look at yourself. Are you being just? Are they being just? Maybe there's some stuff about you that you should change. Maybe you're not exactly who you think you are. Maybe you can improve just a little bit. Okay? Go on this mental journey so that you can move on from this conflict, because you do have a solid foundation. Get this new perspective. It'll change everything. It'll clear up this, and you will be able to be yourself, but maybe you'll be a better version of yourself, okay? Now here's the outcome. This is a brand new beginning. This can signify conceiving. You know, she is pregnant, but pregnancy in the tarot can represent a few things. Like, people can be pregnant with ideas or with projects, a new project, you know, because this is the Ace of Discs that is ready to be planted, a divine seed that is ready to be planted and nurtured. And you know that it takes plants a while to grow, okay? This is a project that takes a while, something that you've got to be willing to go the long, you know, be in for the long haul. And again, this is your energy. You understand this, Capricorn. You're the entrepreneur, that you know that it takes nurturing. You know that it takes constant work to keep a project going. It takes constant nurturing and work and love to raise a child. And whatever you're passionate about, you know. You already know, Capricorn. And don't worry, you're a good person. That's exactly what your reading last week said, okay? So don't be afraid to that you may not be yourself, because, you know, if you do get this new perspective, you may find that you were thinking that you were something that you actually weren't. So then you're just more yourself, okay? When you discover something that you thought was you and then you realize that it's not, then you become more authentic. You become more of who you really are, okay? Now, if you start talking to this person and they say, I want you to change like this, and you're like this, and you should change. No, 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 no. You only change when you feel like you've discovered that what I just said. You don't change because somebody tells you to. You're a good person, Capricorn, okay? It's just that if you find out something about yourself, then you change. But don't change because others tell you to. And that's why you have this knight right here. This guy moves too fast. Okay? This knight is a bringer of change. But like I said, you want change. Okay? You are going to have change. You may have swift change. The only advice for this knight here is that sometimes, actually he's known for moving a bit too fast. Okay? But like I said, you know when to take your time. You're the entrepreneur. You know. So just don't let anybody rush you. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you what you should do or be, because you're going to get your zest for life back. This is joy. You're going to get swept away with passion and happiness. You're going to feel youthful like a teenager. You're going to have this divine balance. See, this is divine balance. This is also divine balance, but in your own element. And there you are right there. To me, this is very much like a Libra card. Very much, even though in other decks this is like juggling to keep your finances going, to me this can be a twin flame card. This can be because this is the masculine and feminine being balanced, and these two discs represent two people for me. Sometimes this is each a scale, like Libra has. This is and look, it says change. You want to change, definitely. That is a huge message for you right now. You want something to change here. And it will. Oops. Dropped a card. Where'd that guy go? Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to have to find him after this reading is over. So the next... crying out loud. Well, and success! Look at that! And you know what else? This is another card that I see as kind of like a Libran balance card, because in the Rider-Waite deck, This is represented by a person standing there giving money to like two people, and they're holding a scale. So even though it's earth energy, it's a very balancing energy. And this came out in your reading last week. This is your good karma card. This is for all the good things that you've done. This is the good karma that you're meant for. And you're going to do some more introspection. You're going to be able to reflect and master your emotions. You're going to be the boss, definitely. Definitely becoming the boss. And then, the end of the cycle will come. Yeah, the end of this cycle is coming. It's your change that you're looking for is coming. Just don't go too fast. I think that you got this, Capricorn. You really do. And this is a great big lesson about yourself, I believe. Don't be afraid that you can't be yourself. And, if you think something's toxic, or has the potential, because look at how you're upside down. This could just be a fear. You just really need this new perspective, okay? And you get that by all these questions. And what is just, what isn't? And that's how you're going to balance stuff out. And also with patience, okay? So how much control do you have over this issue? I judge that by the number of major arcana to minor. And you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 out of 10 cards means a good chunk of this is part of your divine blueprint. This is a major lesson for you to understand yourself better, to understand your thoughts better, and to gain this change that you are really wanting to happen. And you're sick of being confused. All right. That's what I have for you this week, Capricorn. See you next time.